Hi guys. Okay, so this is gonna be a slightly different video than what I normally do, but I thought it was important enough for me to discuss. Sorry. I have just seen this video that had almost got me cussing, and it takes a lot for me to cuss. So I will try not to cuss on this channel because I don't want to get it in the neck from YouTube with being a small channel, but hey, that's beside the point. Okay, so you guys who have brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, kids in general who grew up watching the Disney Channel will obviously have heard about Cameron Boyce, who was Luke on Jessie. He was Carlos and Carlos. Sorry, I forgot how to pronounce his name there. On Disney Descendants, and he died what is known to be epilepsy. Now, for those of you who do not know what epilepsy is, there's loads of charities you can check out. I don't have links to them, but if you just Google epilepsy charities, if you want to find out more information, helps and advice, anything like that, or even speak to medical professionals if you want to call it. Sorry. But this challenge has been done on YouTube, and I've only watched one video, but I could not watch anymore. And listen, guys, some of you might already know that I mentioned this a few times, but I just thought now would be a good opportunity to say epilepsy is a serious... Sorry. I'm kind of in a angry mood because this is really real for me. Excuse me. Fizzy juice. But for those of you who might know something about epilepsy, it is really serious, and it can sometimes be passed down through family members. Sometimes it really depends on what epilepsy you have. Now, I only know about photosensitive epilepsy, which is when you have cameras flashing, they trigger epilepsy. So if you're epileptic and you take too many photos with a flash, it can cause you to take an epileptic seizure. Some people say fits, and for me personally, that's okay. Some people don't like that term. They prefer the term seizures, which is okay too. You know, as long as you're trying to learn stuff. If you struggle to remember the word seizures or something to say, epilepsy, and genuinely a lot of people will know what you're talking about. But photosensitive epilepsy is mostly when you have people taking photos of you and the flash triggers you to go into a seizure. Now there are two, well, could be more than two, but I am still learning about epilepsy myself. As you can probably tell, I'm not an expert, but I have lived through it, so I'm going from my own experiences. You have the silent fit, which is when I won't do it because I don't want people to think I'm making a fool of them, but you just, you know how you watch a film, right? If you get glued and you're watching something really interesting and you don't like respond to someone talking to you, so you're like fixed on your phone, you have like a blank stare. That can usually be a warning sign of someone who's taken a mini seizure. I can't remember the technical words because they always used to give me trouble to remember. But then that can lead on to a full-blown seizure. So sometimes it could just be your top half of your body or your bottom half, or in a really big seizure, your whole body starts to convulse. I think that's the right word. But that photosensitive epilepsy is kind of more well known. I mean, I've just found out there's loads of different forms of epilepsy. But then there's the other one, high temperature seizures, or if you're young and you really can't describe it this way, you basically take a high temperature fever fit or seizure, if you want, and your whole body, you just blank out. Now, if someone is taking a seizure, you should not, and under any circumstances, hold them down or restrain them. You wait till they come out of it, you call their name, you call an ambulance. Basically after 10 minutes, if the seizures last 10 minutes or more, definitely call the ambulance in whatever country you are. Say they took an epileptic seizure, and if it's like a fever fit, if they get over hot, basically, you know how your phone gets overheated when you use it too much, or when you've just taken it off the charge, and it goes black when it's about to need to be charged again. That is what you kind of have to look at for epileptic seizures, because basically that's what happens to a lot of people. They don't know they're taking a seizure. They have to be told, or if they wake up in hospital, Sorry, my mum just coughed there. Basically, that's when they need to be told they took a seizure, and it can be very hard because you get this sort of panic mode and you really don't know what to do unless you've lived through it. Now, I took febrile fever fits as a kid, and I've been seizure free since 2008, so that's kind of how I would have described it to people. Sorry, I am not my grammar's really bad tonight, guys. I'm just really mad at this video. But I am a carer for now. Basically, I'm a carer for a member of my family who has photosensitive epilepsy, and it is so serious. You have to understand that when you have friends and family with epilepsy, that faking dying and faking a seizure is really not cool. I mean, actors, professional actors, and even some amateur actors, if they do this for a part, they've actually done the research, they've spoken to survivors, they've spoken to families and charities and writers. They really do the research. So for that reason, I am fine with people doing that stuff. But when you make a video about it and you fake dying, you're faking an epileptic seizure without really knowing what the signs are and how it's gonna affect people, is really not cool. It is so harrowing and upsetting for anyone, and I can honestly say it's so horrible. I only watched one video because I really couldn't take any more than that, but I didn't comment on it. And to the person who did it, look, this is a really serious topic, and I ask anyone with the human kindness, compassion, and literal decency, if you are going to cover the topic of epilepsy, please do not do it to get views or anything like that. Do it to raise awareness, yes, that is cool, but really heavy research it if you are working for a charity who needs to bring awareness to it. But don't make fun of anyone with epilepsy, because it is so harrowing. You honestly do not know until you see seizures actually happening. It's frightening. You do literally get panicky, and you just struggle to know what to do. So if anyone's gonna do this for whatever reason, for views, or if you're gonna have actual empathy for people with epilepsy on any format, get in touch with a charity that supports people with epilepsy. Say you wanted to write about it, show the signs of people taking the seizure, or tell them about the signs, what to look forward to. and possibly donate some money to them if they're self-funded. That is cool for people who want to do that for the right reasons, but if it's just to get your YouTube channel up to whatever reason, really guys, that is not cool. You could actually do a lot better than that. And this topic I haven't really made too much on, because I try not to get involved, but I thought this should really stop. I might not have a lot of power, but I ask the people who have subscribed to my channel, if you are going to talk about any form of epilepsy, please do your research. Please respect people with epilepsy. We are not dumb, we are not lazy, we're not all the negative things people say about themselves. We are people, and at the end of the day, we have our feelings. And in the respect of Cameron Boyce's family, I think that losing someone you love, and it's only been a few days or round about a week since he died, so the grief is still raw for his family. I could be wrong, and if I have got the wrong information, I am so terribly sorry, but I just couldn't believe that when I heard about his death. I thought it was just some sick, twisted joke, because good news doesn't really sell, and I wasn't too sure if it was legit, because like everyone else, I still struggle to understand epilepsy on other forms. I only know photosensitive epilepsy and high temperature febrile fits or febrile seizures. So these are the only two I know, but I just want to say I loved him as Carlos in Descendants 1, 2 and 3, and he was brilliant in Jesse, and he was in Bunked for an episode, and I think it was Grown Ups or Grown Ups 2. He was a really good actor. I liked his work. But we need to raise awareness for epilepsy and everyone who suffers it, not just in the UK, but it's either 1.9 million or billion people who suffer with epilepsy. And sorry, I've forgotten the actual number. But there are a lot of us. Please reconsider everyone's feelings before you take on this challenge. Anyway, guys, sorry it's a bit long, but I thought I needed to explain. And see you guys, to write or not to write. To write or not to write, but for now I must bid you a rubbish night, because I feel kind of rubbish for being like this on camera. So bye guys, and support the Stop Cameron Boyce challenge. There's videos on it, and support any small YouTube channels. And bye.